Scott here with Rafters, Sports and Movies, and you're seeing one talking head instead of two. Today we have as a special guest on the channel, the Nightwatchzone, and he is in the Rafters today. Night, thank you for joining me. And
yeah,
there
man.
you go. Now we can see each other again. But yeah, that's your banner right there on the rafter, right under this, right about over there is right about where it sits on my wall of fame. And so you two out there could be part of the Wall of Fame. More details on that on April 24th when we have our 1-year celebration. So come check that out. Today's topic, however, is reboots and remakes. Did we get it right? Did they get it right? Did it suck? Or was it okay? So we're going to recap what we did last week on Knight's channel, and then he'll flip it to me. And I'll catch it, and we'll go over some stuff on my channel. And so, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, what we got into last week on my channel was talking about specifically the remakes for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was in 2003. We talked about the remake of Halloween, which was in 2007, and the remake of Friday the 13th, which was in 2009, and basically getting an idea of how those three remakes paired up with the originals, because the originals are legendary horror films, you know, and they're part of legendary horror franchises. So it begs the question as far as why do a remake? But of course, that's just something that's been a part of film for a long time, no matter what genre, as we see tonight in this discussion that we'll have with you, Scott. But, you know, I think with those three films, what we got into is pretty much how some of the time they got it right and sometimes they didn't. Most notably, I had an issue with Halloween, the decisions that they made, which was a lot different than the original from 1978. And I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre was pretty much on target as far as being a good remake. And then, of course, Friday the 13th, I thought, did a fantastic job of being a remake of the original from 1980. So that was pretty much what we did. We kind of just danced around those three films. And it was just interesting because remakes, the tough thing about a remake is that you have to honor that original film, but you also have to add something new to the mythology. You have to give the old viewers like ourselves that know the older films, you got to give something that we don't expect. You know, you can't just do a straight remake scene for scene like they did with the Psycho remake, which was absolutely abysmal. You're not going to outdo Alfred Hitchcock. You're just not. So these three remakes, at least they did try some different things, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't.
All right.
So I'll pass it over to you. So here we go.
I got it. Oh, Knight, there's blood all over this ball. What are you doing to me? Come on now.
I'm a horror guy.
All over me. But I didn't get any on my jersey because this is one of the movies we're going to talk about in a little bit. We're going to table this one. I'm going to get into one that is current in the theaters now. And it's very rare that you have a topic like this with reboots and you actually have one that's out there right now that you could actually go see and say, I'm not part of the problem. I went and saw the movie. I paid my $20. How much is it to go to the theater? 15, 20?
It is 15 to 20 bucks at the end of the day.
My pound of flesh, if you will.
Yeah.
So so if you go look this up, it'll come up as 2025. The reality is in the United States, it did not release until March of 2026. Okay. So what I learned from this is they will go to South by Southwest or some other film festival, and they'll preview it to the audience, and they'll do a panel, and everybody clap. That's so wonderful, so wonderful. And really, it's not because they're not the target audience. These people that go to these events. And someday I do plan on going to South by Southwest. It's in Austin. It's only a 3-hour drive for me. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely doable from that standpoint. I just got to find something there to go watch. All right. Hey there, Carbonite Jedi. Thanks for joining us. We got Russell in the chat also. Russell, good to see you. So Youngblood 2026, I'm going to call it 2026. And I'm going by the numbers here because I have not seen it. I know the premise. We'll go over that in a minute. real briefly. March 6th, 2026, it premiered. Opening weekend, 276,000.
Ooh,
wah, wah, wah.
That's too bad.
Yeah, that's not so. And so far, so since March 6th to April 9th, so almost a full month, $511,000 worldwide gross.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely not a good sign. I mean, especially when you think about worldwide.
Yeah, you don't want, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear something a little more tasty. Here are the numbers from the original Youngblood, 1986. I am going to say Keanu Reeves. He wasn't the lead. He was a bit part. Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe were your headliners. Opening weekend. Let's see. Do I have opening weekend? Yeah. Opening weekend, 4 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Opening weekend. Gross 15 million. So that's a solid movie. Now I don't have the budget on that one. This one also won Best Cinematographer Award for the Canadian Society of Cinematographers. And this was filmed in Canada by Canadians, for Canadians. Rob Lowe's Canadian, Patrick Swayze's American, sorry. Keanu Reeves is American, far as I know. Interesting name, but not Canadian. So 1986, they did quite well with this movie. And the story goes, Canadian boy, Canadian hockey, Canadian. The remake is based in Detroit. So we got American hockey.
Yep.
An African-American male in America playing hockey. And basically they took the names and this basic storyline, changed it up a little bit. He's just an angry kid is the bottom line. He's just angry all the time. He's so angry. And he's got to struggle through that versus struggling through not being able to stand up for himself in hockey, which a lot of people would say the original was, it's about fighting. No, it's about standing up for yourself and not rolling over.
Yeah.
So that's our first one, is a hockey one. Don't have those jerseys, so can't wear them. Kind of disappointing because I was really hoping. And the timing when this movie came out, let's line this up. March 6, 2026 is right after the U.S. won the first gold medal in the Olympics, hockey, men's and women's.
Yes, together.
Time, first men's since 1980. Yet, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, people are going to go see it because they want to see more hockey because they saw us win a gold. It's going to resonate, and they didn't show. Yeah. Which is telling. Which is so telling because I mean the Olympics did really well with its viewer audience. Numbers. Yep. You know, and everybody was excited, for the men's hockey team as well as the women's as well. I mean, they were on a bunch of shows. They were on were they Kimmel. On the Today Show, Kimmel. I mean, they were all over the place. And definitely made the rounds. Yeah, it didn't transition, which is kind of, well, it's too bad. Yeah. And so I thought with the timing, I'm like, oh, they timed this right. This is perfect. It's going to go and people are going to watch it. The commercials are decent. They look good. It's got some good, solid hockey action in the program. If you want to go see my interview with Christopher V. Nelson, he's the one that did the ice work for this movie, along with the movie Miracle. So he's the ice guy. He's the Hollywood ice guy. So if you want a movie with ice, you're going to call Christopher V. Nelson. He's super, super nice, chill. He played in the NHL. So he knows what he's talking about. Right. So the next one I've got on my list, and I'm pretty sure you've seen this one, Knight. Pretty sure you've seen this one. Both of them. Point Break. Oh, yeah. Point Break. Classic. So, Knight, give me your opinion. Was the remake good? Was the remake meh? Was the remake okay? Where do you put it? It was okay. I mean, it's one of those situations where it's a remake that didn't need to be made. And that happens quite often. There's only a few, by the way, just to say, there's only a few remakes that I can think of off the top of my head that I can literally say, yes, that needed to be done. It has its place and it surpasses the original. There's only a
couple that come to my
Right.
mind. This is not one of them because the original Point Break is phenomenal. Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves were electrifying in this film. When I first saw this as a kid, this was one of those movies that just made me feel cool as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, it was just that. It still holds up to this day. And I
Right.
think that Catherine Bigelow, who directed it, did a great job with the story. It's, I would dare say, especially for Keanu Reeves, because I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan, as well as Patrick Swayze, of course. But for Keanu Reeves, this is probably in my top 3 or 4 Keanu Reeves films, and for me, that's high because I love a lot of his filmography and actor. But it's a great movie. I think the remake, they're just trying to cash in on the name, which I get. But yeah, it didn't need to be done. It was pale in comparison, and I'm not trying to crap on it, but I'm just saying it is what it is.
So it has the remake had some good cinematography, good different elements that they didn't have in the first.
Yeah.
The skydiving, or whatever you want to call that, the diving they did with the little mini parachute thingies, I don't know what they're called, was neat and interesting, and is very extreme, and that goes along with the storyline. But again, I agree with you, didn't need to be remade. Let's look at the numbers here. So Point Break, on a budget of $24 million, I don't have budgets for all of these, but this one I do. The original in 1991, $85 million gross. Opening weekend was $8 million.
Yeah.
From $8 million opening weekend to $85 million on a $24 million budget, they made their money back plus.
Yep. So
they're super happy. It won an award, MTV's Most Desirable Male, for guess which actor?
Oh, I have no idea.
Go ahead, Knight. Say it out loud.
Patrick Swayze.
No, it was Keanu Reeves.
It was Keanu Reeves? Okay.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Okay. He had a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, there you go.
So this movie was 122 minutes. Shoot, I don't have the time for the other one. So the remake comes out in 2015.
Yep.
Budget of $105 million.
And that's where you're already wrong, right there. That's wrong.
But that's all these high action things they're doing, all these remote locations in the middle of nowhere on the other side of the world. Opening weekend, $9 million. Ready for the gross? This is going to knock your socks off. It really is. $133 million. So they made their money back. And I'm like, I did not expect that.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either.
Below that, because it's such a high number in the first place. Just think if they'd have scaled that back some, they could have put more in their back pocket as opposed to, going here, going there. But there's a movie a while back with Seth Green in it. And Seth Green, and there's a couple other actors, and it's just a buddy film, okay? And they go overseas, these beautiful palatial, it's like Ibiza or something like that, where it's ocean, and just they shoot some shots that I'm like, this is like National Geographic stuff. It's just gorgeous.
Yep.
The movie just doesn't go anywhere. And I'm like, Seth Green just wanted to hang out with his buddies at this tropical location. That's why he made this movie. And it kind of looks that way. And when you run across it, you go, well, I got to watch this now. And then you watch it and you go, I think Scott was right. They just wanted to go hang out in the middle of nowhere on this beautiful beach and make a movie. Make a movie.
And get paid.
I do want to show, I do have my Youngblood original DVD, original VHS.
Yeah, there you go.
Showing my age there. And that's not a rebuy. This is original from.
Oh, wow.
It's got wear and tear on it because I bought it, back in 1986. I bought that.
Nice.
All right. So next we step into the reason why I'm wearing this shirt. And some people know this. Michael knows this because we did a watch party last night of the original Slapshot 1977. They made 2 more movies. Like, what? But they waited so long to get there. Slapshot 2 is in 2002.
Oh, wow.
Straight to video. So you remember, 2002, Blockbuster's still around.
Yep,
they need
it
stuff
was.
for the shelves. So I've got no concrete answer as to, did we like it? Did we hate it? But the fact that most people don't know about it tells me they hated it right there.
Yeah.
The story is much more campy than the original. And you're like, the original was kind of campy. No, the original was violent and had a weird ending. Okay. You know, when ending that, like, that's your campy moment. But the rest of it was just, you know, a little over the top fighting, but not goon over the top.
Yeah.
So
you also have Paul Newman in the original, so that's a good thing.
That's cool. And he was hot at that time too.
He was
at that time. So this got an award. It got the best foreign language film from Japan. They call it the Hachi Film Award. So a movie about hockey gets a foreign language film award in Japan in 1977. What does that tell you about the movies in 1977? Why didn't they give it to Star Wars? That was 1977. So, and I think that would attract a lot heavier in their market.
Oh yeah.
But I want to say Star Wars did not release in Japan until a year later.
That tracks.
That's what I think happened. I think it took a while to get there because we didn't have global distribution like we do today.
Right.
It took some time. And then you going to fly it over there for 13 hours on a plane, or are you going to send it on a boat and be there in 3 months?
Right.
Because there's no banana boat that just skims across the ocean. That's any way you slice it. It's a long sail. So number 2 had Stephen Baldwin in it. So you had an up and coming actor. I mean, did he really make it? Did he ever really make it?
No.
But we know who he is.
Yeah.
Because of his brother, Alec. And he's not doing so well right now. But that's another story. But as far as I know, he's still married to Kim Basinger, so that's not bad.
Is he?
You said that, so maybe he's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he is, but I don't know if he is or not. I didn't think that they were. I could be wrong though. If he was smart, he would be. But that's another story.
Exactly. Yeah, and she was in 8 Mile with Eminem, which just blows my mind. Played his mom.
Yeah,
crazy. Okay, so we got number 2. The original was 123 minutes. This remake was 96 minutes, which is kind of indicative of a straight-to-video, in numbers of how long it is, because they want it to be short so you can go back and rent another one as quickly as possible. It did get the DVD Premiere Award, which for Best Supporting Actor, and that was the Hansons. So the 3, tough guy fighter guys, they got an award. But I'll tell you, having seen the movie, they didn't deserve it. They were worse than they were in the first one. If you're like, they were kind of weird in the first one, they were kind of over the top goofy in this one. We're almost talking Naked Gun goofy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely
very, 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 very close. So then we have the third one, which comes out in 2008. So they wait 6 years and say, hey, the last one didn't work. We'll do another one direct to video. And here we go with Slapshot 3, the Junior League. So now they're going from a pro team to a lesser pro team. The Hansons are back again because they're the only ones that have come back in each one of these movies. They're the only people that have come back. And we're talking 90 minutes. It had a $4.5 million budget, but it doesn't, of course, direct to video is not giving me any other numbers because they don't have them.
Right.
I don't know why they didn't keep track of the number of rentals. That would have been awesome, but
that would have.
They didn't have a way to keep up with that.
Yeah.
But they dang sure knew when I had something coming in late.
They really did. I remember those days.
Yeah. But it was so fun to go down the aisles and find something. Can I watch this one? Can I watch that one?
Yeah. It was like Disney World.
Right?
And you never knew what to expect, and you'd go in and you'd see all this awesome stuff, and the artwork, for the films would like draw you in, and you turn over onto the back and you'd read the little synopsis of the film, and it would just draw you in, and it was so much like, ooh, let me see what this is going to be like, so I think that was a very special time, and I really do miss it. This generation,
they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, they don't know because everything's at our fingertips now, which makes it, I mean, it's convenient for sure, and that's cool. It's just so easy that you lose a lot of that relationship with the process, you know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
and I really do miss it. I really do miss the video stores.
So I think it's funny because how many videos did you watch as a kid? So hang on one second. Yeah, Legend wants to know how many here. He wants to know how many videos you watched as a kid because you rented it. You're going to watch it to the end, as
Yeah.
opposed to I don't like it, I can't finish it, I don't like it, I hate it. I'm just going to pop eject and take it back.
I would always watch things to the end.
And
Always, because
and now we're streaming. A lot of people are like, I don't care for it. On to the next
right.
show, and they're just swiping through looking for the next one or up down,
Yep.
however their platform is.
Yep, it's true. You know, it's just the whole thing, just like with social media, just scroll, 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 scroll. But back then, you had to be invested, you know, because you rented it. You know what I mean? So you
Right.
watched the whole movie.
So I'm of the belief that because I pay for Netflix, because I pay for Hulu, because I pay for HBO. Well, HBO comes free with AT&T or something like that. Because I pay for those two, I've got to watch so much something in a month to feel I got my worth out of it. Whether it's binging something or watching,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to like this. I'm going to watch it because I paid for it, because I paid
Mhm.
for all of this.
Right. Yep, it's
How much
true.
can I squish in here?
Yeah.
So let's see, what else do I have here? So this one had no stars, no recognizable stars in this one except for the Hansons. So we went from Paul Newman to Stephen Baldwin to nobody. And I'm sorry for the actors in there. If you're in the movie and you're nobody, hey, hit me up. We'll get you on the show and we can talk this through. So there's your hook. There's a bait. Take the bait. Yeah, they made 3 of those movies. And outside of the first one, it just didn't resonate because the first one was a budget of $6 million. 1977, $6 million is a lot of money.
It is.
It's a lot of
really
money.
is. Yeah.
And it grossed $28 million. So they definitely, 4 times over made their money back.
Yeah.
Those people were incredibly happy with that.
Oh, absolutely.
The other thing that's really interesting about this movie, the original in particular, because I haven't looked at the sequels, but I'm pretty sure she did not deal with those. Nancy Dowd was the writer. Yes, you heard right. Nancy wrote Slapshot, a female, back in 1977. Almost unheard of.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
And she did an awesome job, and it's very relatable, very believable, and it's over the top here and there, but, that's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So from here, I could go in different directions, but I got to go. Night, you're lagging, by the way. I don't know if you can shake or something, if it helps. I don't know what to do. There you go. You're back. We're going to go to the Diamond. And what movie do you think I might talk about the Diamond, Night? It's one of 2.
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears. 1976, saw this movie in the theater, laughed all the way through it, thought it was great. Never wanted to be a malcontent or a Tanner or a Kelly Leak with the cigarette. I always thought that motorcycle was too much for him in the first place. I think I'm probably right. So we have some star power. We got Walter Matthau. We've got Tatum O'Neal. This is Tatum O'Neal after she won an Oscar.
Yeah.
And which is amazing for paper houses, Paper Moon. It's Paper Moon.
Okay.
Sure Paper Moon. So she was she was still a very young actress, and she actually went to a trainer on how to throw. So most of her throwing is her. Now, when you see the throwing from the back, that's a sub. So that's movie magic. But when you see it from the front, that is 100% her. They're not pasting her head on a dummy or anything like that.
Yeah.
And she did a great job. 102 minutes in the movie. It got Walter Matthau won Best Actor for this movie. Very well deserved. It also won the Writers Guild Award for Best Comedy, which also very well deserved. Released April 6th. Now, I think the release dates kind of make sense on these.
Yeah.
April 6th, you're right after baseball training camp. The training camp breaks at the end of March. The season starts in April. So they're hitting baseball season right at its beginning at April 7th. So, hey, do the math. That was 2 days ago. We just anniversaried this movie from 1976. So there you go. $32 million gross on this one. I don't have the budget. Not a bad day's work.
No, not at all. And you can imagine that the budget wasn't anything extravagant. They didn't need it to be,
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, their uniforms were, the Bears in particular, the uniforms were made to look loose-fitting, ill-fitting, drabby, because they're losers.
Right.
The Yankees are all polished and prim, and the pinstripes, and they're sharp because they're the winners.
Right.
And so everything was done with purpose. You see Buttermaker drinking 7 different types of beer. He doesn't care. He drinks Mickey's, Budweiser, Miller, Schlitz. He goes through all of them. Ultra wasn't around then, guys. So I know you were thinking, did he drink Ultra? No, he didn't. It wasn't around yet. So we go from there, and then we go into sequels. So not necessarily remakes, but sequels. So we're expanding the story. We're taking the story. But as we're doing that, we're losing some characters. We lose Buttermaker. He doesn't come back in the second one, which is called Breaking Training, 1977. We get a couple of the kids come back. Tanner comes back. Kelly comes back. And now we have, what's his name? William Devane is in this one, which we've now seen him in tons of stuff. Back then, he wasn't as well known, but still he was an adult actor. He had some underneath his belt. So he was a name, but he was no Walter Matthau.
Right.
I mean, he just wasn't. This movie was filmed in the Astrodome in Houston, which is still standing and not being used for anything, just fallen down, dilapidated. But they had so many problems filming because it had the first AstroTurf ever in it, because they were the guinea pig for AstroTurf. And the reflection, they had to bring in special lights. When they brought in the lights, it melted the grass.
Oh, wow.
They had to tarp the grass and do all sorts of movie magic to make it work, because they were going to, if they used the regular movie magic lights, they would literally burn the grass or melt it.
Wow.
Because it's
That's
plastic.
crazy.
Yeah. So there's some really interesting stuff about the back history and how it was supposed to end versus how it wasn't supposed to end. It released in July 8th. So it came after the July 4th rush, which is a mistake, I think, because people do go see movies for July 4th, a holiday.
Yep, they do.
So they missed that, but they made 19 million. That's not a bad haul. Almost half the first one, if we're doing rough math, And I'm rounding all these numbers. I'm not going to give you the pennies. So, 19 million, not bad. So it worked. We came, we saw, we laughed. I rewatched it a couple of days ago. It's still pretty funny. Kelly Leak does the driving, and the story goes that I don't want to come back. I don't want to be typecast as this kid. I don't want to come back. They threw some more money at him. He says, okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
And there you go. Sound familiar? Sounds like Hollywood to me. Oh, more money? That's awesome.
Great.
The third one, 1978, Bad News Bears Go to Japan. I cannot find a stream, paid or otherwise. I can't find it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to pay $3 to watch it, but I can't find it. I did watch it in 1978, and I remember enjoying it. Tony Curtis is in it, so we got another big name. And it made $7 million. So that's, now we've dropped way off in money, because at that point the well is dry. We've gone back one too many times, and we're done. But the mystique of Japan was a thing at the time. It came again later. We got Mr. Baseball, Tom Selleck. He goes to Japan. That one out. I rewatched that one. It holds up. I haven't got a chance to rewatch the Bad News Bears one to see if it holds up. But you can only imagine the corny, campy jokes that they were doing between Japanese and American, which probably would be majorly racist and inappropriate today.
Of course.
Back then it was racist and inappropriate too, but it happened anyway.
Yeah. Comedy was just so different back then. You know,
Right.
they went all over the place. There were no obstacles.
There were no rails. Yeah, there were no rails like
No
in the bowling
filter.
alley. There you go, Russell. Bowling alley. Pull up those rails, and I can make a strike.
Yeah.
So that was the timing on these movies. We got 102 minutes, 100 minutes, and 91 minutes. So they're all around the same size. So we didn't get more of the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Slapshot movies, we got less movie. And honestly, when you're watching 2, you're like, when is this going to be over? There's just dead space. And we're just like, you know, is this where, am I supposed to go to the bathroom now? Because it's only 90 minutes long. I can hold on for 90 minutes, but give me F1 and I've got to take a break. You know, that's a long movie. But again, the studio was really behind F1 because they made it in 3D.
Oh yeah, that's right.
3D and the big screen. IMAX. They did it. I don't think they did it 3D, but IMAX is still a big nod that we're behind it because you're shooting it to go on that monster screen.
Yep.
So then we have the TV series from 1979 to 1980. We had Jack Warden, if you remember him. He's an old guy that always played an old guy. He plays the coach. It premiered March 24th, 1979, so right around spring training breaking. Had 2 seasons, and that was it. And I got no more information. I want to say I remember watching it, but it didn't stick. So what does that tell you? I remember watching Happy Days. You know,
right.
That stuck. This did not. I remember Richie was a wimp, Ralph was a jerk, and Potsy was an idiot. There you go.
That's Happy all you need. And Fonzie was awesome.
He was
That's right.
So in 2005, Billy Bob Thornton decides we're going to remake the Bad News Bears, and we're going to call it Bad News Bears. So the original is called The Bad News Bears. The reboot is Bad News Bears. Because when you play the Bears, it's bad news for you. That's the whole catchphrase that really didn't. That's what they do in the original too, but it doesn't resonate because when I think of a Bad News Bears, I think of a dumpster fire of a team. Right. They just can't get it together.
Yep.
Yeah. So Billy Bob Thornton does the remake in 2005. It is basically the same story. He adds some more characters. He adds a player in a wheelchair, which was interesting because he's like, I'm in a wheelchair. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And the sponsor is different for the team. It's not Chico's Bail Bonds. It's a strip club, which kind of brings it up to the 21st century, right? I mean, they had strip clubs back in the 70s, I guarantee.
Yeah.
And so there's other elements like that. His profession's different. Buttermaker was a pool cleaner. Billy Bob Thornton was an exterminator. So they had different jokes hit, jokes land to line up with their professions.
Yeah.
It's an okay watch. You can see they're definitely just riding the script from the original 100%. The Kelly Leak and the Amanda, the Tatum O'Neal character, are not as strong as the originals. They're just not as strong of an actors. And in that regard, it kind of has more of an after school special feel. But it does have a couple of jokes that land that are like, oh, that actually is pretty damn funny. And you're like, okay, you landed one. Where are the rest?
Yeah.
Because when I'm going to a comedy, I want to belly laugh the whole time. I want to be sore when I leave.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't want this, oh, yay, I saw the one funny thing in the trailer.
Yep.
That just bothers me so much.
Well, absolutely. You want to have some laughs. You want to remember those jokes. You want to talk about it with your friends and family. The best comedies, that's what they do. You think about those funny moments well after you've finished watching the movie, and they stick with you, you know?
Right.
And if a comedy if a comedy can't even get to maybe about 65% of that, it's a fail. It's truly a fail. You got to entertain your audience. You got to make them laugh. That's what a comedy is supposed to do. And if it doesn't, yeah, it's like, why even do it?
People may disagree with me. You may disagree with me. I think the hardest genre to execute completely and correctly is comedy.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, I could do a couple of jump scares. We got a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just write a couple, I mean, seriously, I'm not slamming, but why do you think the genre is so huge?
Yeah.
Because the formula is not as hard as comedy is. Mystery, murder mystery. I said it the other day on a channel. I think it might've been my own. Either in a murder mystery, you either give too much information or you don't give enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's no middle ground. If there's too much, you figure it out. Everybody figures it out. If you don't give enough, nobody figures it out.
Yep.
So it's hard to balance the two. And it used to drive my mom nuts because she read tons of murder mystery, all the Agatha Christie, all the cat burglar that came to dinner, all that series. If it was a murder mystery, she read it old school. And she said, "Yep, figured it out." I'm like, "Who is it?" And she said, "Oh, such and such." So, "Oh, wow, I did not see that coming." She said, "Well, it was this and this. These are the tips. That's the kicker. That's how you knew." And and there you go. And that's one thing I liked about Scooby-Doo is because at the end they explain it. This is why. And then Captain Caveman took it to the next level because not only would they explain it, but they would show the flashbacks.
Yep. I remember that.
That's why Captain Caveman, it was goofy, campy, funny, and you had the girls and they were going around. It was a knockoff of Scooby-Doo, but it was nicely done. It was different. It was fresh. And, couldn't they make that into a movie? Absolutely. Get Stephen Baldwin to play Caveman.
Yeah. Right.
Because you can't get the whale anymore because he won an Oscar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser.
Encino Man, because he was Encino Man. So you can't get in anymore. It's out of your price range. So you're going to be surprised on this one too. It also got Billy Bob's version got an award, Best Ensemble from the Young Artist Awards. So the kids got an award, and they did a pretty good job. They gelled, and it seemed real. Budget, $35 million. Gross, $34 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You would think that it would have been more derisive, that less people would want to go see it, etc. Because you've got, at that time, let's see, how old would people have been when that movie came out? So that would have been, those folks would have been in their mid 40s that saw it as a child. Are they taking their kids, or are they not going at all?
Yeah.
So I don't remember seeing this one in the theater. 2005, my daughter was 4 and my son was 8. So I might have taken him to see it because he would have been that age that he would have enjoyed it. I just don't remember. I just don't remember. So the last one, and I really struggled with adding this, and we're doing good on time, but do you notice how we got a lot more that you have on your side? Because there's just they tried so hard. And you could say that the Bad News Bears was just one remake, and you really can't count the serials because they just took the story and moved with it. And they didn't wait 8 years, 20 years, 30 years. It was one a year. And I doubt it was planned, but it very well could have been. Because
it might have been.
In the second movie, they do mention if we win, we go to Japan to play. So I think the second was definitely going to have a third, because they do talk about if they win, they go to Japan. I don't remember them ever mentioning if we win in the first movie, because they didn't win. So they weren't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, that set a precedent also on sports movies of the person you're cheering for doesn't have to win in order to be successful. They just have to take the journey learn something along the way, and then they're a winner. They don't have to raise the chalice. And now we see that Shoresy did it. Goon did it. All sorts of different movies have repeated that. We didn't really win, but we won. Ted Lasso did. Ted Lasso did it. They didn't win in the third episode. He didn't win. They won the game, but they didn't win the championship because somebody else beat him out. Somebody else had a better record. So the next one,
that's just like the original Rocky. You know, he just went the distance. You know,
right? And so maybe we all got that from Rocky. Maybe Rocky was the GOAT on that. It's very possible. So we could talk about Rocky too, because how many movies are there for Rocky? There's 5.
Well, there's 6.
Technically, there is 6. Yeah.
And
then
then, which is crazy.
You could also say they rebooted it, gave it a different name, and they called it Creed.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I keep checking IMDb. If I did the letters right, it'll be a miracle. And Creed, the next Creed is still in production. It's still on the board as being coming. You know, we're working on it. I'm like, I think we're probably done. But yeah, Rocky had probably way too many movies. The 5th one with Tommy Gunn, nobody liked,
including Sylvester Stallone.
Right? Yeah, he says, "Why did I do this movie? I think you needed the money." Yeah, and it just didn't resonate. And Tommy Gunn, as an actor, he passed away. He did. He died of AIDS. And he actually was filming and bled on people during the movie, like real blood and sweat. And you're just not supposed to do that. That's not cool. Especially at that point, he already knew. But the story wasn't good. However, you roll it back to 4. 4 was good. 4 was with Dolph Lundgren, and 3 was with Mr. T.
Yep, they were good.
2, Rocky actually won. So, wow, yeah, I agree, Russell. You could say 8 if you include the Creed crew. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them the Creed crew. I don't know. It's so I really wasn't going to bring Rocky up, but I did it anyway. Major League is where I was going. So I got to switch some things out here. Got to change some of my media assets because I got to change that to baseball in the upper corner. 1989, 107 minutes, $11 million budget, $49 million gross. That's a winner.
Yep.
Charlie Sheen coming in hot with his messed up hairdo. I think he did Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a couple of years earlier. He played a bit part in that though, but he was still there.
Yep.
So it worked. So 1994, they come back to the well. 105 minutes, so just a couple of minutes off the original. $25 million budget, $30 million gross. Just missed the mark. Then we wait to 1998, 4 more years, and we try to do it again. Now, let's go back. 1994, they had a lot of the same characters. You had Tom Berenger. You had the same coach.
Yep.
You had a lot of the same characters. You changed out. Your Wesley Snipes character is changed out, and we're not supposed to notice. They switched him out. I can't remember the guy's name. He did a good job. He was on a lot of romance movies during his time. He was always the love interest. Omar Epps.
Omar Epps. Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's who it was. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am. So he plays the Wesley Snipes character. Does a good job. I actually thought he did just as good, if not better. And then we go to the next movie, and it's only got Corbin Burnson in it. He's the only person back. A couple of them trickle in and out, like the guy that what's his name? The big guy that could hit the big home runs that had the voodoo doll. I can't remember his name. Serrano.
Yes.
Yeah. So he comes back in it for a little while, but it's in the minor leagues. So they're going back to the minors. And $18 million budget, $3 million gross. Not a winner.
Nope.
Not a winner at all. So this, and the reason why I brought this up and the reason why I wanted to dive into this particular franchise is because it actually won the Stinkers Bad Movie Award, called the sequel nobody was clamoring for. That's what that's what the award's called. The sequel nobody was clamoring for. And that's not good. That's your major league right there. So that's a handful of sports movies. I was surprised when I did my digging. I didn't see any football reboots. I was quite surprised. We had many seasons of Blue Mountain State, which they probably should have stopped because the story just got campier and crazier. And then they did have a movie. They took the series and took it to a movie. Thadland, I think it was called, because the Richardson character, the guy that's now Reacher, was Thad in Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, Alan
he got much bigger.
Oh yeah, yeah,
taller,
it's unbelievable.
He's been working out, like, you know, how would you like to see this stunt double? He doesn't have one. They can't find one because he's too big.
Yeah.
One of my stunt coordinator visitors actually told me that. He says, you know, when they cast these guys, they got to be careful because if they're going to have a whole bunch of intense stuff, they got to be able to have a stunt double. And who's going to stunt double Alan Richardson? He's too huge. He just really is. But yeah, so that's kind of it, man. That's kind of, well, I think we've covered it. I think we did a good job. Hold on, Russell, what's on Tubi? What are you telling us about? Creed, Rocky 1 through 20? What's on? I love Tubi. I mean, you can find some good stuff there.
Tubi does have some good stuff. I actually always get surprised by Tubi. Yeah,
and it's owned by Amazon, and I'm all on the Amazon train, so we'll give Russell a chance to reply back.
Yeah, Tubi definitely has some gems, some hidden gems, no doubt about that.
So since we're live here, what you got coming up next on your channel, Knight?
You know, just kind of a couple different series I'm working on. I'll be streaming on Saturday night and have another movie reaction coming up. I did one today, or I uploaded one today with me and my brother watching Planet Terror, and you know, just doing the same old stuff. Stuff.
Well, you've got a schedule, so people know when they can find you. They know when you're going to be live, and not quite there yet, but I'll get there eventually. So I've got coming up this coming week on Tuesday, I have Jacob All Trades. He is a professional DJ. Does house. He doesn't like to be called DJ, but he does DJ house music for a living. And he's going to come on. We're going to talk about music and sports movies. And you know, one of the most iconic is Bad News Bears, because they play that classical music. And anytime you hear that now, you think Bad News Bears because it sticks. Da, 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 da. That's, you automatically transport you. And that's what music's supposed to do in movies is stick to it. And it's supposed to fill a gap. If you've ever watched something without music or any kind of back tone or back anything, and then there's voices over it, it just seems flat.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's because our ears like to fill the space, even though we can't turn that off. You know, we can't turn our ears off unless we plug them up. So we get that. Russell was telling us Blue Mountain State was on Tubi. It's also on, I believe, Prime right now. Blue Mountain State. It's very campy. When my son was in high school, I made up a mock letter from the coach from the show and put it on special paper and put the logo of Blue Mountain State at the top, like letterhead. And I mailed it to the house. And so he got it in the mail, and it's a recruitment letter wanting him to come play football for Blue Mountain State. And he ended up getting recruited. He played for North Texas, And so when he went off to college, I framed it and he put it up in his dorm. And everybody thought, oh man, you were recruited by Blue Mountain State. Man, I wanted to go to school there. And I'm like, and he's like, dude, that's a TV school, you idiot. School. So we had a big goof about that. And I got him a coach's shirt for Blue Mountain State.
Yeah.
That he could wear. And people were like, oh, Blue Mountain State, I know that. That's awesome. So it's a big goof. But I'll warn you now, if you go to watch it and you don't know anything about it, it is very inappropriate, very body humor. Body humor. So I got Jacob coming on, and then I have Lewis coming on from Adventure Stadium. And he's going to talk to us about trading cards. And a big part of sports and a big part of your childhood might have been collecting trading cards of some sort.
Yep.
And he's going to talk to us about that and best tips and best practices for taking what you may have put in a shoebox and just left and, saving them from degrading any further and buying them fresh and taking care of them straight out of the pack. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. And then on the 24th, we have the big celebration night. You're already invited. You've seen the invite on Instagram. Hope you can jump over and check that out.
Yes, and I definitely will be swinging by.
Please come by for a minute, come by for an inning or a period or a half, whatever sports measurement you want to use. Definitely come by. Russell, I hope to see you there. There will be prizes. So who didn't like a couple of prizes? Well, guys, I'm going to drop Knight in the back. We're going to close this out. Knight, I'll join you there in a second. This has been Rafters, Sports and Movies. We've been talking about reboots. We wrapped up our talk about horror reboots. We went into our talk about sports reboots. And by and large, the sports ones did not land by and large. And some of them, the numbers were surprising, like Point Break and Bad News Bears, Billy Bob Thornton. So it's Scott with Rafters, Sports and Movies. This game is over. And